Hi, my name is Sharon. I work as a product manager at Worldline. What me and my team do is we build plug-and-play integrations with e-commerce platforms. Now, there are thousands of e-commerce platforms out there. So how do you choose which one is the best? But irrespective of what you choose, Worldline has a plug-and-play integration with each one of them so that you can start accepting payments right away. Now let's dive into which platform works the best for you. So the first way most of us are going to start is to look for something really easy, something really quick, something really fast, and there are multiple ways to do that. The first one would be that we search on Google. We're going to see how to build my webshop. You could call your friend who's a developer or who has technical skills, or you could also go to your bank or your PSP. All of these are going to give you results and solutions that are going to be plug and play, that are going to be really quick, that are going to be really popular. And now these could really work for you, but you have to understand that these platforms might come with some limitations as well. The more transactions you will process, the more orders that you would get, these platforms would start to get a little bit more restrictive. But given that you're looking for a one-stop shop, it is also possible that these platforms would dictate the tools that you would use in your ecosystem. So you would be at the mercy of these platforms. So if you are really looking for a code-free plug-and-play solution, do choose for these platforms. Worldline already has a lot of integrations with such plug-and-play, code-free shopping cart platforms. Now the second option, in my opinion, could be to call your system integrator or your web agency. Now, these are the guys you've known or you have put your trust on to give you the technical assistance and expertise. And these system integrators or agencies are normally going to be experts in 2 or 3 platforms. In most cases, open source e-commerce platforms. Now, the reason they are open source platforms is an advantage to you in the fact that the initial investments might be a bit higher. You might spend a little bit higher on these system integrators to build your stores, but in the long run, it would pay off to be a better investment because the long run costs, the daily, monthly costs are going to be significantly lower. So if you do have a system integrator that you can trust, go ahead with this option. Now the next ways to look for your e-com platforming are going to be if you have an internal technical team or if you have the possibility to publish an RFP out in the market. Now, if you do have an internal technical team, you probably don't need to listen to me at all. But if you still are listening, what I would recommend is here, in this case, if you have the technical skills, start to focus on the value proposition. What value does these e-commerce platforms add to your existing infrastructure? Is it going to provide you omni-channel capabilities? Do you want to sell online only? Do you want to go B2B and B2C? What other platforms you are using, what other tools you are using in your ecosystem? These are going to be very important factors if you do go this path. Now, there could be 2 ways you look into this. If you want, you could go to a single vendor where you go to the Salesforces, the SAPs, Oracles, Adobes, and there you get everything that you need in your ecosystem by a single vendor. There's no need to integrate your internal tools like your marketing, your sales, your CRM, your commerce cloud. You don't need to integrate them internally and you get everything from one vendor, but that could be very restrictive because you are locked in with one of these vendors for all of your ecosystem. And maybe this doesn't work for some of you. And in that case, you might want to go one notch higher where you go to a multi-vendor composable commerce ecosystem where you select the best-in-class tool on each platform. You choose the best CRM, you choose the best ERP, the best commerce, and then you make sure they work in a headless, composable commerce manner. So if you do have the technical skills, look at these platforms. All right, so you've heard it all. Now you need to decide for yourself where you fit in this puzzle. Are you someone who really wants to go live in a couple of days, if not a couple of hours? Then you need a really code-free plug-and-play website builder. Are you the one who needs value platform that's going to give you higher return on investment in the long run? Then you need to go for maybe open source e-commerce platforms. Or if you are someone who's looking for a really high level of customization, really high level of interoperability between your different tools, you might want to look at enterprise level e-commerce platforms. But irrespective of what you choose, with code-free plugins, with a very wide range of SDKs and modern set of APIs, Worldline is fit enough to cater all your needs. Now, you've probably been wondering, why do I have a loaf of bread on my desk? So I want to take the chance to explain that bread is quite similar to e-commerce platforms. Now, how is that? Breads are very diverse, They are a staple of global diets. You're going to find them in different shapes, different sizes, different colors, and probably even different crunch. But shopping carts and e-commerce platforms are exactly similar. They come in multiple sizes, multiple variants, multiple forms. Okay, so the first and the oldest way to make your own bread is to actually build or do everything from scratch. Now, in this case, you are growing your own grain, you're milling it yourself, and then you're actually making your bread. That's a lot of effort. In the same way, when it comes to e-commerce platforming, there used to be a time when people did it from scratch. So you are actually hosting your platform, you're also building it, you're also responsible for the security, you're responsible for everything that happens to it. Do you think anyone does it anymore? Some might, but does it work for you? You need to take that decision for yourself. The second way to make your bread is also kind of DIY, but in this case, you're actually not growing stuff. You're going to the supermarket and you're buying the ingredients from there. So when it comes to e-commerce platforming, it's kind of the same. Instead of using PHP and building everything from scratch, you take a pre-built PHP library like WooCommerce, like Magento, like PrestaShop. If you are using .NET, you might as well do that with Nopcommerce. So based on your preference, you go out there, you take up a pre-built library, and you make your bread like you would do with your e-commerce platform. Now, the third and a fairly popular way to get your bread is going to be to simply walk into a bakery or a supermarket, and there are going to be hundreds of options there. You just got to pick the one that fits your taste the best. It's kind of similar when it comes to e-commerce platforming. There are hundreds of pre-built e-commerce platforms out there. You got to simply pick the one that fits your needs in the best way. Alright, so just like you cannot tell the baker to customize your bread or make it specially for you, you cannot tell these shopping cart platforms to modify anything. There is no option to customize your checkout flow. There is no option to customize your customer behavior. You're going to have to take what is given out of the box. If this is something that works for you, you might want to look at pre-built out-of-the-box solutions. Right, and the fourth way to get your bread is going to be really bespoke. Imagine you got your favorite celebrity chef to come at your home and make you the bread of your dreams. In the same way, imagine you have specific needs and specific tastes and demands and value proposition that you need for your e-commerce platforming. You're going to need a bespoke solution. Here, you're looking at composable commerce, you're looking at headless solutions, you're looking at multi-vendor, best-in-class solution that works exactly how you need it to work in your ecosystem. If this is how you prefer your bread, this is the way to go for it. Just like you saw that there are multiple ways to get your bread, multiple ways to choose your e-commerce platform, Worldline also offers multiple ways to integrate our payment engine with your store. Now, if you already know what kind of bread you want, or if you don't know what kind of bread you want, we are always going to be there to support you. So get in touch with us.